Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. As we get to shine the light on swimming this week, we'll have swimming coming up this weekend against Towson on ESPN Plus. And Luke Johnson is one of those guys. If you've been following Navy swimming in past years, a name you've heard quite a bit. I know the meets that Rowdy Gaines and I have done together, you can hear the excitement coming through when Luke is competing. Luke, appreciate some time today. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me out here.
Not a problem. Not a problem. For you and your teammates, what's it like to just be able to be back in the pool and have a chance to compete against somebody else other than the clock and yourselves in the pool right now?
Oh, it's really, really great. The mission of for the brigade this entire semester has been, a progression towards normalcy. We're trying to crawl, walk, and eventually run to that point. And just meets being back on the schedule is like one of the first things that like we've all been looking forward to. It's a tough sport to do enough. It's even tougher when you don't have like the constant meets in order to give you feedback, give you those results. So we're just excited to be able to race against another competitor. Finally, super, super stoked about it.
I was going to say too, also with some of the limitations we've had, and we've talked to a lot of the other teams around the yard. I mean, at times you can't even have all the people on your team. You guys have a sizable team. The thing that makes you all as good is you have people every day that challenge you to be your best. How different has the preparation been as a result of all the different protocols that we've seen every team at the academy affected by right now?
Yeah, so of course we've got our own COVID protocols. We have swimmers on either ends of the lane. When we first came back after winter break, we had to do like a socialization where we had to move from having 2 people per lane. Now we're up to 4 people per lane. But yeah, you're right. With having like such a big team, it was really difficult, especially in those early couple of weeks, in order to get everyone's swim time. But we just really had to make it work, rotate who could swim, and try and get everyone like in an hour and a half every single day. And nowadays it's weird because you can actually almost race the guy who's swimming across from you. So even though you're starting on opposite ends of the pool, you can still try and hit the wall first and turn around and see if he's finished that distance as fast as you did. So it definitely has its ups and downs, but we've, again, really, really fortunate to have like some sense of normalcy though. Still able to race, still able to keep working hard. Coaches definitely haven't let the protocol stop us from getting lots of yardage, but it's been really, really good.
Is this a case too of a place that talks leadership so much, and part of being a leader is being able to adapt to different things within your environment? And this is probably as great a challenge as we've seen, not only from you all from an athletic standpoint, but also as a student at the Naval Academy. Is that one of the great things about being able to overcome these types of challenges and showing that you have the adaptability to do that?
Absolutely. This has been the most challenging year to adapt, as it has been for everyone. I've been like incredibly proud though of my teammates who have been able to do that though. They're able to react to stuff like with the flip of a switch. Because we never know like when things change, whether morning practice has to get moved or if lifting needs to look a little bit different. Guys have been really, really flexible with that. And I'm really, really fortunate to have those kind of guys to train with.
Ultimately, the clock is your competitor. And right now, as you try to continue to get better, you've set quite a standard for yourself here during your career, both as an athlete in the pool and also academically as well. How do you continue to set goals and maintain those goals as you have each year so far, where you've been able to continue to get better and better here during your time at the academy?
Yeah, so from a personal standpoint, honestly, like those goals, they're absolutely there. But for me, it's been a day-to-day thing. I always try to set the goals in practice of competing against my teammates and pushing each other to the max level. I don't look at goals necessarily as like me always setting necessarily a time. The times come though from me trying to build those habits and establishing the little goals at the end of every single practice. I'm going to go this time in practice. I'm going to do this many underwater kicks. I'm going to compete against this sprinter today, even though I'm a distance swimmer. That's how it's always worked for me. Just looking at day to day, and those little small changes over time really add up to at the end of the season. And then that's where those times come, and then you beat the clock then.
Is that part of that detail work that coaches always stress, that if you cheat the details, you won't get the results in the end?
Yeah, definitely. We're big on the details, especially in a sport where you can lose by 1/100th of a second. Details are crucial. And yeah, those are the kind of things you got to work on every single day. We dedicate a decent amount of our time to drilling and making sure that the strokes are feeling good, looking good. Because once you can master that in practice, once you slow it down, master it in practice, that's when you really get it down in meets.
This is a program that's set quite a standard, certainly in the Patriot League and in terms of beating your arch rival in Army as well. I don't know if it's pressure, so to speak, but is there a significant pride factor in carrying on that tradition and certainly matching the legacy, if not trying to push that legacy even further that others before you have set in that pool at the academy?
Oh, absolutely. Every single year we get alumni from 10, 20 years ago who still will write into coach and be like, hey, like, hopefully you guys keep the streak this year, and it's weird. Like, you got those years of riding on your shoulders. It's quite the burden, but it's something that like makes us connected from, so this year will hopefully be 30 years in a row against Army Navy. That will be a connection that we will have with guys who graduated from the Naval Academy in 1991. And that's pretty special. So that's that it is really, really special though, to like be part of that legacy and to have that connection with guys who might be retired out of the Navy by now.
Does that drive home the fact that they preach to you from the day you arrive that it is a brotherhood? Because let's face it, there's only 4,000 of you on campus at one time. They only take a little over 1,000 in admissions every year. There are a lot more that try to get in. It puts you in pretty exclusive company. But when you hear from those alumni and hear their enthusiasm for your exploits, is that what really drives that point home?
It is very, very cool. It's one of my favorite parts about being part of this team. Is just and hearing about alumni and like what they've gone on to do and the things that they have done, and yet to see them still like coming back to Navy swimming and diving and still wanting to feel that connection, and having alumni show up at meets. I mean, I know I'm pretty close with guys who I never even swam on the team with, from class of 2017. I mean, that's really, really special. And it's amazing that like they just keep coming back, still wearing their Navy men's swim and dive gear that we made when they were plebes.
Obviously, swimming has meant a lot to you and your sister as well. What was the driving force behind it for both of you, and how long has that been part of your lives?
For swimming?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, swimming. My dad was a swimmer. He swam at NC State. I tried every sport except for swimming, and then I wasn't good with any sport. So we just kind of found the pool. Started off with summer league, and again, it was just something that came pretty like natural to us, And we grew up around swimming with my dad, and ever since then, like what drives me though, it's changed for me over the years. At first it was the times, and then it became the competition. But in the past few years, I've definitely like came to realize it's about it sounds cliche, but it's because it's true. It's because it's the people to the left and right of you. I like competing. I like having something to do with, like you said, brothers every single day. And to work towards a common goal, which is incredibly applicable for, what we'll end up doing eventually being out in the fleet, in the Navy and the Marine Corps. It is great preparation for being out in the real world. So that's why I do it. I'm gonna miss it for sure. Parts of it I won't, but yeah.
No doubt. I bet we appreciate you taking some time for us. The best part is we get to actually showcase you guys on ESPN Plus coming up on Saturday morning as you guys get to compete with Towson. Best of luck to you and your teammates. Congratulations on the success so far, and let's hope you guys finish with a very strong final campaign coming up here. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Thanks so much. It's going to be a good one. First time competing against another team in almost 6 months. So we're ready to go.